in your case, see, networking is one thing which actually brings up most of the infrastructure as in when the company grows, right? So, in your case, what are the key people that you had to make sure that you have to link with them? You have to have relationship with them for long term, right? So, who are those people for you guys?
We went on Facebook because we started with Facebook. We did it on Facebook pet groups, and of course there are veterinarians, and there are NGOs, and then there are these apartment groups, and there are a lot of WhatsApp local groups. And
these are for the animals you're saying? So,
these were the ones who would be, I would say, for gathering more clients. Okay, so these are the groups that we went to. There's another set of institutions or that we have to go to for getting the work done. For example, there is an animal husbandry department.
Okay.
Under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. So we have to get, we have to contact them, and then we have to get some certifications from them. So there is work there. When we work with the airlines, there is the airlines that we work with. There is the customs department that we work with. So these are the set of people that we have to work with. However, for getting the clients, there are a lot of people, like she said, that Facebook groups are there, apartment groups for pets are there. The veterinarians are a good source of gathering sort of these information. So these are kind of the stakeholders in this whole ecosystem.
And to connect with these other stakeholders. So let's say the client is one part of it. So I'm more about bringing the clients or whatever. To connect with your stakeholders, please do not hesitate to ask your parents, your uncles, your aunties, your friends. For example, we needed people in the customs, right? To learn what is required, or we needed people in the government animal husbandry department, or we need people in the airlines. So somebody is a pilot or an air hostess, you call them, you ask them, how does it work? And then she says, okay, this is there. And then they say, okay, tell them to connect. Just ask for an email and get the connect. And once you have it, be relentless about following it up. For example, somebody whose dog I transported had a brother who worked in the Jet Airways, who told me that you can go meet a duty officer. We called up 10 times, and finally the duty officer said, okay, you can come in. And then we figured out, we had a friend who was in the CISF, who is in a security for airport, and then he got a pass to go inside, and we met with him. Nothing materialized, but he told us these are our difficulties. So when I asked for a SpiceJet person, then I was like, I know these are your difficulties. And then what about we propose this? And then while I was going in the office, I realized there's also offices of the other airlines like Emirates and this and that, right? So I'm saying this is how it works.
Okay.
Check out your stakeholders and don't feel ashamed to ask for contacts and then somehow meet them.
Nice. In fact, I missed out asking the very important question, right? So, can you help us list down the challenges what normal people who have pets face while traveling? And that's where you guys come into picture to help them. So in fact, I was talking to Neeraj, in the morning and yesterday to understand what kind of services. So he was coming across a couple of challenges that a lot of people, face. And that's why it's not so easy to travel with, pets, and it's not easy to travel abroad to other states. So can you elaborate a little bit on that? What kind of challenges that you guys face, and how did you manage those to take out those things and take care of those things basically?
So see, the challenge with this is, number one, it's a live animal, right? It's not any other cargo. So everything is a challenge because the pet may fall sick at the last moment, right? So we've made those contacts, like at any moment.
Process is a challenge, actually.
Yeah, the whole process is one, but then supporting the process with the what ifs, So what can go wrong? If a pet falls sick at night, you must have contacts of certain vets who will be available on call at night. So you pre-think it and you make a contact of who is around the airport who could come right away if called, And then the other challenge I would say is, what if the airline pressure is not right? So for example, we are talking of an international pet relocation. So let's first and foremost understand that every country has a different rule to import a pet in or to export a pet. So every airline has a different rule. So we have a difference in country rules, we have a difference in airline rules. In every airline, a different aircraft has a different way of taking a pet.
My God. Okay.
And every airport, even for a same airline, every airport will have a different rule for
within
accepting.
the same country. For example, Delhi in India has got different rule than Bombay, or for that matter, Chennai, or for Calcutta, or for Hyderabad.
And for each, it's a Boeing 777 or it's an Airbus 320, or how long it hops, where is it going on each sector. So everything
for
is
somebody,
different.
For somebody to travel, they may not have a first-hand information of what is required, which aircraft, what does it have rules, which country has what rules, which airlines has got what rules. So over a period of time, that is the kind of repository that we have made, and then we keep on getting updates on what is the current requirements. So that is one challenge, for a new customer, how to do it. That is one challenge.
Now the other challenge is, of course, the pet related, right? The pet. Now all of these things apart, the pet is a live animal. He's anxious. He's not understanding what's going to happen. So his behavior is a challenge. He will chew. Sometimes he'll chew off his leash and run away. And then you're late for the flight, you have to catch. And there are a lot of incidences where people have lost their cats because they just don't think it. For example, we know that a cat may run out. So we take a cat out for checking or scanning only in a room, or we carry 2 extra boxes, like from this to that, then scan the box, then put it back in, so the cat has no chance of running away. So that behavior of the animal, or the animal starts shaking, starts puking, starts biting, and it's absolutely normal. I mean, imagine if you were picked up by some people and just sent in a box from one to another place. It's natural, right?
Correct.
So this is another thing. The other thing is there is a last minute rejection because the aircraft hold may not have the right pressure or the right temperature, and then it's unsafe for the pet to go. So if you have cancelled it out at the last moment, where are you going to take the pet back at 3 in the night or 2 in the night? What you're going to do? Whether you will take next day's flight, or you will go ahead and leave the pet back, or what you're going to do. So all of these what ifs is
these scenarios, all these scenario planning and fallback options.
Okay.
And so all those things we have thought out. A newcomer may not have that kind of information.
Correct.
So I mean, those are the challenges that we help our clients overcome.
All right. So trust me, there's so many things I really want to ask. We actually overshot the time. But no problem. I have a couple of questions which probably add value to other people, right? See, when you are in path of doing something of your own, there is nobody to pat on your back. There is nobody to actually every day, you're doing great, right? And there's no recognition that you get a lot of times, most of the times that from your friends, friends. It depends, right? How did you manage to motivate yourself that long? Right? It's not easy, trust me. And this is a unique. This is an idea. This is an idea where you might come across a lot of critics as well, right? So how did you overcome that, and how did you what was your attitude towards that?
So I would say
money was first, which kept going because we had both quit, and then we knew we hate it or we love it. We need to get the money is number one motivation.
I mean, of course, if you're making money, enough money for you to survive and have your expenses, that is the first motivation. If you're doing well, otherwise, if you're not making money, if you still have customers, then you're thinking, why am I doing this? Somebody, you're not earning anything out of it. Second, importantly, was our customers. Whoever we served, since we served it with all our sincerity and with all the the expertise that we developed. They gave us very good reviews, and in fact some of them have become so good of our friends that most of our clients now come from them. So we are not marketing or we are not advertising our service at all, right? In fact, we have never done that. It is only through word of mouth that clients come to us. So I would say that was really a satisfying part.
See, I've had those nights wherein I've cried and I've said that I've done such a fantastic job, but you will always have that few clients who are not happy with whatever you give them.
Correct.
And it used to bother me. But then, some people who've been doing business for long, they told me that you will always have these clients, and it depends on you whether you want to kind of ignore and look at your good positive clients and then move on with them, or you want to think about those and get frustrated. So I took long time to get out of it, but yes, you get frustrated and everything. But then I realized that they were not really bad clients or critical or whatever. They were just not as good at expressing the thanks or as good at saying good things about you. But it's not that they were extremely unhappy or something. And that's
I would
what.
still say that we had probably, most of our clients were happier than
99%. So the key is.
But then we used to lose sleep on that 1% who were not happy.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was our mistake, which we later realized that we would rather keep the happier ones more happy than going after the the critical ones and making them acha kya hua, what happened, why are you not.
And then there is a key thing. There is a cycle we get in, wherein a bad client, you want to service them even more in an attempt to make them say good things about you, and in that you've lost 10 good clients, right? So that is one thing I've learned. If somebody has told me is that focus on your good clients, and that will keep you motivated, and slowly and learn to say no to some of the clients which you may not be on the same page, and that has kept us motivated to say no. If somebody's suspicious or somebody's not going to make you happy, don't get into that zone like an alcoholic and trying to go back to a bad relationship or something like that. Just get out of it.
So I think our clients, and of course, since the money was there, that kept us motivated throughout.
Fantastic, nice. That's a good advice actually. So you're working so hard, and at the end of the day, you actually have to keep your mind in balance, which will help you get more productivity, right? Nice. So this is something which is much more relatable to you. The importance of health, because you're traveling. You have to be healthy, and you have to actually take care of everything, most of the stuff at the ground level, right? How do you take care of health when the work was much and what was the importance that you kept on your health, and what kind of investment that you put on your health?
So we didn't take care of our health, to be very frank. We did not take care of our health initially, and I suffered massively. I had a lot of allergies coming up. So this is not outrightly a heart attack or something, but it was showing every now and then. I had migraines, and I had acidity, and I had some of these minor things.
Eat at time, you sleep at all hours.
You're stressed,
and you're stressed about, it's an operation-based job. So we would be stressed until the pet would reach the location and being handed over to the client. So the whole travel time, even though we were in our homes and the pet was in the air, we were still stressed about it. Right? So that stress got into us.
And then what happened was we did not realize it for the good 2 years. For good 2 years we didn't. But then I hit a stage where I would start getting allergies, which were never a part of my life. And then somehow somebody introduced me, and I went to an Ayurvedic doctor, and she said, these are all tiny and starting manifestations or something serious which will come in the future if you do not take care of your health. So learn to pay attention. A simple thing like a sprain which is happening too often. You're getting your neck tightened, you're getting, backaches, and these are all the starting of it, right? And these were just like key symptoms, she said, which will manifest later in a heart attack or later in some kidney thing or whatever, a major thing, right? So right now is the age you must take care. And then unfortunately at that time, one of Neeraj's classmates from somewhere passed away, and he was so young and everything. And then it just hit us that, yes, this is not good. This is not good. We need to stabilize whatever the systems. And then we divided. I understood, and I developed anxiety. So I've been flying all my life, but I developed severe flying anxiety. Until then, I thought all these anxieties and all these things are all very flashy and rich people kind of a thing. But there was a time when I would sit in the flight and I would get breathless because, I have a pet which I can't see. And I would always imagine, what if he's not all right, I had so much anxiety that I stepped out. because it was affecting me, right? So I stepped out, and then
So she stopped traveling.
I stopped traveling
And
for
it was
one
only
whole year. I did not travel.
Oh my
I
God.
just did not travel.
Mhm.
And then he stepped in and he started traveling, because he was able to separate those two things, that I cannot do anything once I'm in the flight types, you know.
Mhm.
So I was not able to do that, and then the only way was for me to stop it. So we realized, and I stopped traveling. Then he started traveling, and then just generally, you
Over
know,
the time, I mean, when we, generally, developed some good habits about, sleeping on time,
turning
and
the phone on silent,
turning
and
the
then
phone
now
on
we
silent.
take turns. For
Yeah.
example, there is a pet traveling at night. I have staff everywhere, right? So I will ask the person to contact that staff at night. Or I'm an early morning and early to bed person, so I'm okay with 4 o'clock early morning onwards calls, and he sleeps late. So I tell, if the call is after 8 p.m. in the night, he will answer, and I will answer early in the morning, and our other staff will answer during the daytime. So now we've kind of rotated it. Yes.
Oh wow.
So it did
according-
affect, but yeah,
I would say lucky we got out of it
in time.
in time.
Right. So I think health is actually one of the factors that you have to consciously keep a check on, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I would say, that was probably a mistake, that we didn't do it from day one.
Mhm.
And if somebody is starting out new, and if he's able to take care of it right from day one, like switch on and switch off at particular times.
Mhm.
Get your sleep. Come what may.
the
Get
sleep
your
is the
sleep.
most important.
That is
of
the
all.
biggest stress buster, like you will
Wow.
get stressed, right? So for the stress, do get your sleep. And reduce the screen time, whatever it is, your phone, your laptop, your whatever, switch off. So right now I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Twitter,
Yeah.
I'm not on anything, because
Wow.
it's not just one thing, right? So I'm trying to
Correct.
get back to everything slowly.
Huh.
But then we realized that apart from our work also, we spend time on these gadgets. So now, we don't have a Netflix subscription, we don't have Amazon Prime, we don't have anything. So we're trying to say, if you're doing more in this, then let's reduce in that kind of a thing.
Right. Actually, there is a great message in that, guys. Somebody who wants to start something, get out of this. One day people will be watching you. Trust me. Nice. So, and this is one of the most. It's something very. This question is very close to my heart, and I have got amazing responses. Right. How much a home team, right? A couple, or let's say parents or family. How much that support, how much that support has helped you guys to come so far? Because 3 or 4 years that you're in the business right now, and you're in the top 3 in the country, you have been serving more than 40 countries across the world. It's a big responsibility, right? And most of the times you are busy, you are occupied serving other people, you are making an impact, right? And you're obviously away from your family, and you're taking that time out. So how, and the family support, if it's not there, then you're missing something. So in your guys' case, how was the family support, and what is the importance of the family support that you had in growing your business?
To begin with, of course, if you're married, then the support of your spouse is more important than your parents.
Absolutely.
And see, these days, because everyone steps out so early, I think the parental support is not such a big thing, unless you've taken some financial support from them. Because now, for a younger generation, you always have friends that you can go to for that mental fortitude and support, right? So it's okay, because we all grew up in a generation where our parents did not appreciate startups, right? They did not like it, and which is okay, because that's how they were raised, right? So our parents, for example, he's from an IIM, I did my postgrads from IIMC, and at the end of it, what am I doing? I'm picking up a dog's poop, and I'm an escort for dogs. That's what is their outlook, which is fine, and which was their outlook, and which is okay. So I would say nobody owns you. Once you are grown up, you're adult, you made a decision to do something, absolutely nobody owes you any kind of sympathy or any kind of support. As long as you like your idea and you're sure what you're doing, it falls in your principle, forget all of that. But if you're married and you're living with someone, it is important that it flows in the family. Because what happens is, if your partner is not happy, then you are making them as unhappy as they are with your kind of a job, right? So it's extremely important that your partner understands, and please share it. I see so many of people who want to do something, but they don't share the stress with their partners, right? And they just feel so, I don't know, manly or so leadership types to not tell your partner your kind of stress.
The first thing I think which is very important is in terms of family support and between partners, is that you should share what personally you all are making and what are your expenses. I see normally these days people don't, between the couples also, they don't say how much am I spending, or how much am I earning, or how much have I in my bank account. Okay, so we both know our banking passwords, we both check each other's finances. But you should have a good idea of sharing each other's finance, because most of the problems start from money. Okay, believe it or not, because one partner might be thinking that I'm earning so much, and then your new business is not earning so much enough, and that's how it starts basically. But then we were quite open with each other about that, and then there was a stage that when we came where we are right now, where we are sharing our bank accounts and everything, and it's all one pool.
See, for example, let me also say, one is the finance, which is the beginning of everything. Right? But the other thing I would say is, for example, I love public attention, okay? And I want clients to say thank you to me, or like I want somebody to come back and say, oh, you did a fantastic job. Right? So when I started the company, of course, because I was the natural kind of person to lead it or whatever, but I cannot handle it. I have a bit of, I get a bit disturbed with people not appreciating me, and then it bothers my mind and all these kinds of things. But I was honest. With him, and I was honest, and I said, I feel so sad when I did so much, and the person didn't even think of calling me and telling me those kinds of things, right? So these are something very internal, very intimate things, but I did come out and discuss it because it was stressing me out, right? So then he said, how about the moment you're done, we start up with this form and we tell them, why don't you talk about, or someone else gives a call and asks how was the service and whatever, right? So one was this, and then sometimes I would get irritated and I would say, I just don't want to talk to the client. I'll do the job. I want to take the dog, but I just don't want to talk or something. And then I would say, I can't handle it. And then I would ask the team that this is my problem. I'm not able to handle it. And then someone else would volunteer, because they also had some, clients which they didn't want to talk. But I would be able to talk because I'm only talking, I'm not doing the job. And they are okay to talk because I'm doing the job. So these tiny issues.
Share your problem. It's more
share it. The moment it creeps up, share with your partner. For example, I always had a complaint with him because we are talking of partners, that you take a nap and I don't take a nap, and it kind of bothers me that you are wasting time. I think this is a universal marriage problem that men like to take a nap and women cannot take a nap. And then I always looked at how much has he slept compared to how much I'm sleeping, right? So I voiced it and I said, I don't like it. It kind of irritates me and makes me think that I'm putting in more hard work than what you're putting. But then we came up with the thing, like he said, okay, these are the things to be done. So what I would do is I would sign off with, these are the things which I haven't done and I want to see it done. Like he would work at night or whatever. So you come up with these things, but you can only come up after fighting first for a few times, but then realizing that you have to talk and share your stresses, whatever it is, financial or whatever stresses you have, share it, and only then will the partner understand. Because when I was developing anxiety for flying, had I not come back and said that I can't do it anymore, I was giving reasons that I just don't like this, I don't like that and all. But then he said, if you don't want to fly, you just say you don't want to fly. Like, don't come up, whatever is the reason you talk. And then I told him that, every time I sit, I get palpitations and this and that. And then we just worked it out between us. So I'm saying, talk it out. Talk it out
and that nice. Solutions.
Wow. You know what? You guys actually are one of the best examples. In fact, I have never seen such an example so far, because I have met so many, couples out of which the lady actually wants to do something of their own. I've met a couple of couples who are working, very similar to your profile, and they're struggling in communication itself. And you write there itself nailed it, right? And thanks for the wonderful message. And in fact, I would like to end with this, question, with the message that you would like to convey to those people who are couples and one of them has actually engaged in doing something of their own, and they have obviously long-term vision for themselves. And trust me, there are so many people out there who are one of them at least wants to come out of the job, do something of their own, make a living and support the family, and have big dreams to reach out. And definitely, Devyani, you're one of trust me, there are a lot of girls out there who is looking for that kind of support from their spouse, and right. So two messages. One is from how how a man supports, and definitely to the vision that they have, and what message that you guys want to give to them.
I would say you need to figure out your personalities. For example, like I said, I enjoy the attention. I enjoy being hands-on and on the ground. And I think he has realized that that is what is important to me. And he manages absolutely everything. For example, even if I'm traveling, he's booked the ticket, he's booked the pets, he's booked the cab, he's got the paperwork, he's fixed the appointment, he's done everything. I'm just going as a blank face. And not as a blank face, but before going, probably he slipped in a note or dropped me a message that this is what you're supposed to do, So he did that thing which I didn't know how to do. For example, we were growing, but we were haphazard. And then he understood that this is who I am, right? I'm a haphazard person, but I do my job well. So to acknowledge what are the faults and to try and support that. Right? I think that's very important, and you don't have to wait for your partner to tell you that that's what they lack. You have to figure it out on that is what they lack, right? So just if a person who's in a startup or in any job, you will always feel the vibe, and you will know after living with them for some time that what is it that they lack. So pick on that and then start supporting beforehand. Right? Before they ask for it. Before somebody asks for your support, you support it without saying it outrightly. I think that is what I would say was
communicate, beforehand.
Like pick up on those clues. And it's very fancy to say that men cannot pick up on the clues and this and that, but that's all crap. If you have taken such a big decision in your life that one of you is going to quit a stable career, I'm going to jump into something, or one of them is going to support the whole family while you try out your idea. So both of you, if you've taken that big decision, for some time you will have to forget your bachelor kind of, or boys kind of, or girls kind of a life. Yes, we have grown old in those first 2 years of life because you have to grow up. You have to grow up if you want to succeed. Like, give up away on all your thoughts of whatever it is that you have in your mind about you, and then kind of support and talk. And listen, and this is to everyone, that if you have a problem, you please go ahead and tell that I have pinpointed these 5 issues. For example, I pointedly said, I cannot see you sleeping in the afternoon. That is my biggest worry, which is whatever it is, but it's playing on my mind. I went out and I said it. And that's when he came up with the solution that, but I work in the night and I will do it in the night. And then it was like, okay, fair enough, whatever. But because I voiced it out, and then later I realized how silly of me. So I'm saying, not just that, financially, let me tell you, I am stressed right now because of this whole airline thing, not working out. So everything plays to me fast. The stress plays fast, the boom plays fast, everything. So I am stressed. And then I just was losing it. And I told him that I think we should probably just shut down the company, or we should not do this, or whatever it is, right? And then he just, one fine day, he just sat down, made a report, analyzed it, said this is how the financial strength is. It's not like we are in a panic mode or whatever, So I'm trying to say that one is talk it out, and the other person has to pick up on that. So it has to fit in. It has to fit in. So the advice is always, I think,
acknowledge. For me, I think communication is the best thing. If you are able to talk to each other with an open heart, there's nothing about that. And
please don't be rude and say because I was stressed. I mean, everybody in the goddamn world is stressed. Please don't take it out on your partner.
And especially about 2 subjects, you should definitely talk about, like I said, one is the money, because that bothers you to an extent that I can't think of. The second is your health, probably. If it is playing up, like if you're having a headache or if you're not able to sleep, voice it out to your partner or to your family members that this is bothering me, because those are the two important things I feel which bothers to no extent. Rest, everything can be taken care of. But especially in these matters, communicate it at the first instant itself. Don't let it go to getting into a very difficult mode from where it will be difficult to come out of. So if there is a money problem, if you feel that you don't have enough in your bank, or if you're not feeling safe enough financially, voice it out, and then the solutions fall into place. So yeah, I mean those are the things
and look around for happier examples and befriend them. That really helps. Just for a company, like how you have to go to an ecosystem like that, because right now we know so many couples who have started a business together and they are doing well, right? And these are as simple as a baking unit or as big as a hotel or whatever, in the airline, wherever. So we try and look at them. Yeah, so we aspire to be like them. So surround yourself with those kind of people and you will aspire it as well.
Fantastic, Neeraj and Devyani. You guys have, trust me, you guys have actually spoken the things out which most of the people actually don't, right? And this is for a lot of people. Money is not everything, but so many people say, right, money is not everything, but it solves 99% of your problems. Right? Right. So thanks a lot. Yeah.
Is also the part of 99% of the problem.
Can you repeat, Devyani? Just network broke.
No problem. I just said it solves 99% problems and it is the root of 99% of the problems.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Neeraj and Devyani, for making an impact. Sharing extra time with us and sharing your views, your thoughts, and we wish you to be one of the best in the world. And for the journey that you have spent, I hope whoever is watching this video, trust me, it's journey well spent. And trust me, the kind of success that they have gone through, I think they are just getting started, right? The kind of vision that they have is huge. They're going to impact a lot of people. A couple like them is definitely it's going to bring a huge change, right? And that's all. Have a wonderful day and nice having your channel. And
thank
you for inviting us. And we took a lot of your time. Thank you so much. And anybody has any questions, just write it down. Don't hesitate. We'll be happy to help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.